Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel, and hey, what's up? If you are new here, my name is Katie, and today I am sharing a little first trimester recap. If you're new here, hi. I had recently shared the news that I am pregnant. My husband and I are expecting our little babe in April 2024. So we are so excited about this time, and I just thought it would be a great opportunity to share my experience so far. I've really enjoyed watching these videos from others, just sharing their stories as a way to relate to other moms, a way to just connect in the experience. All right, so stay tuned if you want to hear about my little first trimester recap, and I'll start out with just some background and just kind of take you through everything that's happened up until this point. All right, so just some background. I am tracking now. I'm about just over 16 weeks pregnant. So out of the first trimester, feeling pretty good overall, which I'm so grateful for. But let's take it back to where everything started. We found out that we were pregnant in August, which was really exciting and definitely something we have been hoping and just praying for. So as soon as we found out, I of course was like, not freaking out, but maybe a little bit. And you can't tell me I'm the only one who does this, but I like took multiple tests. I guess that's just what I felt good about doing. And then I was able to see my doctor pretty early on, and we were able to confirm everything. So that was just a really good spot to be. So from that point on, I took my first little bump picture, which there wasn't much to show, but I am a rather sentimental person. I love tracking or just remembering things. So I did go ahead and get a little notebook that I've just been journaling in and putting pictures in. I haven't kept up with it, so I should definitely make sure I do that. Hang on, let me show you. I'm not going to show you everything in here, but I just picked up this simple little just notebook. What I liked about it is, I'll show you the outline of it. There's there's an empty space up top and then a space to write. So the first picture I put in here, I did a little photo of my husband and I with the positive pregnancy test. And it just says the day we found out. It was exciting. And then at week 4 is when I did my little bump picture for my first bump. Just talking about how it'd be really sweet to just document everything. And that's just my starting point, and just to see my body change. And then from then on, just any little random moments, just kind of write it down how I'm feeling, more so for memory's sake, sweet, things that are just on my mind, more like a journal entry. And then with my just normal planner, I just started tracking any type of symptom I was feeling, just so that I had a way to look back in case something did come up and I needed to discuss it with my doctor. If it came up where I'm experience a symptom that they need to know how long it's been occurring, whatever, I just thought it would be wise to just make a little note every day. So I just started to do that. Taking it back to the week I found out, I didn't really experience anything right away. So I had tested, and then a few days later I was tracking at 4 weeks. So at that point I was experiencing some spotting, which later found out to be more just implantation spotting, which it made me a little nervous at first. So that was the big one that I was oh no, is something wrong? Turns out it was okay. I dealt with quite a bit of just bloating. I felt pretty bloated for a while. I had a random day at, just over 4 weeks, almost 5 weeks, where I had very heightened sense of smell, and I questioned it. I'm is that, I wasn't sure if it was just what I was smelling was just nasty, or I don't know, but I just remember that day being oh gosh, is this just part of being pregnant? I don't know. By week 5, the next week, more bloating. My stomach felt kind of hard when I pressed on it, and I wrote I needed a nap. So the exhaustion had started to hit me by like week 5, so pretty early on. Other notes I made, just had some random cramps. At almost 6 weeks, I made a note that I was feeling like woozy or kind of queasy, but nothing too extreme. Feeling really bloated. I didn't have a ton to note for like week 6. All right, and then here comes week 7. So when I was about to hit week 7, I wrote 3 days in a row. I woke up feeling a little lightheaded at 3 a.m. three nights in a row. And I'm like, what the heck? So like clockwork, I'd like open my eyes and I just was feeling tired. Like I felt exhausted, but I'd wake up feeling a little like lightheaded. I'm like, oh no, like is this like the morning sickness? Is this gonna get worse? Am I gonna feel sick and like need to go throw up? No, that it never got to that point, but I did wake up for those 3 days. And then I had a couple other nights where, yeah, I just would wake up around 3 o'clock, just like feeling wide awake and couldn't fall back asleep. And then I just wrote a few more nights, yeah, just not sleeping well. Moving forward, week 7 throughout, I wrote not sleeping, not sleeping, not sleeping. And then there was a random night. I said I did not feel sick at all. I didn't wake up. And that was the stretch. So starting at week 7 to 8, I didn't drink coffee. So that I think was an aversion during that that timeline for me. Coffee just sounded gross. Usually I drink it with creamer, and I think it was more so the thought of drinking the creamer just was like, that is not appetizing to me. So I tried one morning just not having any, and then I worried, I'm like, oh no, am I gonna get a major headache from not drinking any coffee? Because I had been used to drinking it every day, which I didn't experience a headache, so that's good. So I did go about a week like not drinking coffee because it just did not sound good at all. Then once I hit week 8, I kind of had a sick feeling. I ate some crackers, I'm bloated, and I said lots of snacks today. Let me say now, I never dealt with like any type of extreme like morning sickness or nausea. I had a few days, I had some spurts where I think I did have some nausea, but it wasn't like crippling it or like debilitating at all. Like it was more so I just had like hunger pains, like surges of feeling hungry, and I had to eat. I ate a little something, otherwise I would get to the point of feeling more lightheaded. I feel so lucky that I haven't dealt with the extreme sickness that I've heard so many moms have had to deal with during their pregnancy. Just a little here and there, just feeling a little bit icky, but I would just have snacks. I had crackers. I would eat, I think I had this like nut mix that I would snack on. Just like little things, and just more frequently throughout the day. And then when I hit 8 weeks, I wrote that this was my first day of feeling normal. So I was able to drink a little bit of coffee. I had a good appetite, no like sickness, no aches or cramps. So I was feeling really great by week 8. That week I felt very, very tired. So week 8 is when I hit the exhaustion level. I started to note some of my like weight gain, really noticeable, feeling good most of the day, just really tired. I also wrote that week that I felt like a stuffed sausage. I think because of just the bloating, like my clothes were starting to feel really tight. Week 9, I wrote that I was getting full a lot more quickly. And I was still feeling good enough to work out. So I was working out pretty consistently, making modifications as needed. I'd have the same portion of food that I would normally have, but I couldn't eat all of it. And it wasn't like a ton, my portions, well, depends what we're having. Like if it's spaghetti and meatballs, I'm eating all of that. But there are some meals I'm like, I just couldn't finish it because I just felt like so full, and it happened very quickly. Yeah, I would just eat smaller meals throughout the day. My meals weren't as big, and that's just what worked for me. I did deal a little bit, and this was around like the first week of school, getting back into school, and I thought maybe it was just being around students and just being around a bunch of kids and people again. I started feeling some of that congestion, but I wasn't sure if it was related to my pregnancy or maybe I did have a cold symptoms. I'm not sure. That lasted for 3 days. I took some tests just to make sure to rule out any kind of other illness. Yeah, so pretty consistently, my main symptoms throughout my first trimester have been exhaustion and then just feeling pretty bloated. By, let's see, up until like the last week of my first trimester, I started feeling some of the like aches and pains. So along with my tiredness, like physically, I was like having some back pain, like lower back pain, just low energy. I had a little stretch there of a few nights. Again, I was waking up like at 3 a.m. for like 3 nights in a row, just feeling whether it was, I don't know, like my stomach was a little unsettled, or I'd have like a little cramp or something that would just like wake me up. And then when I hit week 13, I noted that overnight I felt nauseous. I woke up around 11 feeling like I could puke. So that was the only time that I felt like I could actually possibly puke or vomit, throw up, whatever. I was able to like reposition myself. I turned to either side. I do sleep. I am a side sleeper. I typically fall asleep on my left side. And I think I had woken up and I think I was on my back, interestingly enough. But I just repositioned myself. I was very close though, I remember, to getting out of bed and like going like downstairs, even like to one of our couches, just to like stretch out and like not just cause a ruckus like while my husband was trying to sleep. But it did ended up passing and I was able to fall back asleep and I felt great the next day. So that was nice. That was reassuring. Yeah, and then all the days after that, just bloated, tired, just super tired. And I think by week, like right at the end of my first trimester, I was not exercising. I felt so tired and like my body just couldn't handle it. Like I would just go on our daily walk with our doggy and I'd be home and I'm like, I just couldn't get myself to put myself through a workout. Now that I am in the second trimester, I feel like I have gotten my energy back. I've slowly dabbled into it. Nothing too intense, not like I had been doing pre-pregnancy. I've definitely been taking it easy, or I'll do some of the same workouts, but just incorporating a lot of modifications and not pushing myself as hard as I typically would. Just making sure I feel good, not getting too overheated. It is really important to me to stay as active as I can during this pregnancy, but I know that sometimes I will need to just take a step back, do what's best for my body and baby. I'm just so grateful to say that I've been feeling really, really great overall. So other than that little like phase of some aversion to coffee, there hasn't really been anything else that I've been like, that doesn't sound good. There have been a few meals though that we typically would cook for dinner. My husband would mention, just because it's in the regular rotation of meals, and there's a few that just didn't sound good. And it was usually, I think, chicken. And maybe it's just like the type of chicken we had used. I don't know. But now I can say that I'd be down to eat any of the meals. It was just there was a phase there where I'm like, that does not sound good. And I was just wanting like pasta every night or like pizza. And yeah, so I guess with cravings, I don't know that I've been craving like more sweet or salty. I can't say that I've leaned one way or the other. I feel like even before I was pregnant, I mean, I would always crave like a little salty snack during the day and then like dessert at night. So I don't know, nothing like really stands out to me like, oh, I need this. Lately though, like it's been like soups, but I think it's more so that's the time of year it is. Like it's fall, it's getting cool out. It's already cold out. So just like a warm cup of soup sounds so good. I can happily say that I have not had too many food aversions. And for the most part, I'm feeling pretty much myself, other than being tired. Like I said though, I do feel like I have a lot of my energy back. Just feeling really good overall. If you have questions or if there's anything else you're wondering about, please leave me a comment. I'd love to connect about it. Also let me know, like moving forward, what other videos you'd like to see, whether related to pregnancy or not. Just know that that's going to be definitely a part of my content moving forward, because there's no denying the fact that I am growing a little human inside of me. I thought it would be great to just share with you guys a little bump date. I'll give you a little look at what my stomach's looking like. And then I think that'll be it for this video. Here we are at 16 weeks.
the wall color and my pants are not very like contrasting, so it might be kind of hard to see. But there is that little bump here, and some days it just doesn't seem like a bump. I don't know. It looks different every day. Like in the mornings, I'm like, oh, I don't notice anything. But by the end of the day, and depending what I eat, you can definitely see a little something.
All right, and that's going to do it for my little first trimester recap. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, guys. I'll see you in my next one.